If you've ever thought, I should be further by now, or compared your progress to someone else's highlight reel, it's time we clear the fog. Because the truth is, feeling behind in life isn't a sign that you've failed. It's a signal, a sign that you care, that you're hungry for growth. But what you need now is not more shame or comparison. You need clarity. You need to remember this. Life is not a race, it's a climb. And every climber has their own mountain, their own pace, their own purpose. Let's start by dismantling the lie that you're behind. Behind what? Behind who? Life doesn't come with a stopwatch. There is no universal timeline for success, no perfect schedule that says, by 25 you should have this, by 30 you must be here, by 40 you better have it all figured out. That script is fiction. Social media, society, even your past conditioning, they've all fed you a version of life that's based on comparison, not truth. And when you measure yourself against a system that doesn't understand your story, your pain, your healing, your lessons, of course you'll feel like you're falling short, but you're not. You're learning, you're becoming. And that takes time, real time, not Instagram time. Now, I want you to reflect. Think about everything you've survived. The silent battles no one saw, the nights you cried but got up anyway, the moments you didn't feel strong but showed up with courage. That's not failure. That's resilience. That's strength in its rawest form. And just because your victories don't look like trophies or job promotions or social media likes doesn't mean they aren't real. In fact, those invisible wins, those internal shifts, are what make the external victories even possible. And yet, we forget that. We shame ourselves for not keeping up with people whose lives we barely understand. We beat ourselves down for not being where we're supposed to be instead of honoring the journey we're actually on. So here's the truth. You're not behind. You're being refined. Life isn't punishing you, it's preparing you. Delays are not denials. Setbacks are setups. Every closed door you have faced was protecting something inside you that needed time to grow. And if you rush that process, if you try to bloom before your roots are ready, you don't grow stronger. You grow scattered. So breathe. Come back to center. You're not late. You're on time for your life. The exact lessons you need, the growth you are meant to go through, the person you're becoming, that's all unfolding in divine timing. It doesn't always make sense in the moment, but trust this, nothing is wasted. Not your pain, not your pauses, not your detours. Everything is shaping you. But now we shift. Because while you're not behind, you are responsible. Responsible for what you do next. It's not about speed, it's about intention. So stop looking left and right and start looking within. Who are you becoming? What values are you choosing to live by? What beliefs are you carrying forward? And what lies are you ready to let go of? Because progress doesn't start with productivity, it starts with perspective. And maybe the real reason you feel behind is because you've been living someone else's timeline. Maybe it's time to reclaim your own. Let's talk about alignment. When you live aligned with your true self, the pressure to compete fades because you realize your journey isn't supposed to look like anyone else's. You stop measuring your worth by someone else's clock. You stop rushing to prove and start building with purpose. You stop hiding behind "I'm not there yet" and start asking, what can I build today with what I have? That's where the real momentum comes from. From showing up for yourself with honesty, from committing to the process, not the illusion of perfection, from realizing that the only person you need to catch up to is the version of you who never gave up. So how do you move forward when you feel behind? You ground yourself. You slow down to speed up. You cut the noise and come back to your truth. You stop comparing your chapter 3 to someone else's chapter 30. And you commit not to rushing, but to rising, to learning the lessons life is teaching you right now, to being present in your progress. Because the only way to truly catch up in life is to catch up with yourself, your goals, your values, your inner peace. And if you're hearing this and it resonates, if something inside you is waking up, then don't just feel this. Follow this. Let this be your reminder that your journey is not a race to win. It's a path to walk. And you are not disqualified because you didn't start early or succeed fast or follow the typical route. You are not broken just because your journey looks different from someone else's. You are not falling behind simply because your timeline doesn't match the fast-paced success stories you see around you. You are not inadequate because you didn't hit some imaginary milestone at a certain age. Let's be clear, you are not failing at life just because you are moving at your own pace. You are human. And in this life, humanity means growth in your own time, healing at your own speed, and evolving in your own unique way. Your story is not meant to be a replica of someone else's. Your life is not a copy-paste template. It's an original masterpiece, unfolding moment by moment. And that means your pace, however fast or slow it feels, is not a flaw. It's a feature. Because when your direction is aligned, when your heart knows where you're going and your soul knows why, you are not behind. You are right on time. Perfect timing is not about meeting a deadline set by the world. It's about walking your path with intention and truth. So here's what I want you to do right now, not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, I want you to reclaim your timeline. Take back your power from the stories that told you you're not enough yet. Take back your confidence from the voices that made you believe you had to rush or hustle your way into worthiness. Stop letting the outside world dictate your internal clock. Write down one belief that has made you feel behind. One thought that has lived in your mind, unchallenged, and shaped your view of where you should be by now. And then flip it. If you've been carrying around the weight of the thought, I should be further along, replace it with, I am exactly where I need to be to become the version of myself I'm meant to be. If your internal dialogue has been whispering, everyone else is winning but me, replace it with I am building a strong, stable foundation that will not only last, but lead to something greater than hype. It will lead to impact, to purpose, to peace. This new belief is not just a feel-good mantra. It's a tool, a weapon, a lens through which you will begin to see your entire life differently. Train it like a muscle. Don't just think it once and forget it. Speak it every day. Say it out loud even when your old thoughts try to creep back in. Print it and post it where you can see it. Tape it to your mirror. Set it as your phone background. Read it every morning before the world has a chance to tell you who you are, son. Because the thoughts you repeat, consciously or unconsciously, are shaping the lens through which you experience everything. And when you shift your inner narrative, you don't just change your emotions, you change your energy, your decisions, your path. You shift your future. You reprogram the filter of your life. Let me remind you of this essential truth. You are not defined by your pace. The world may celebrate speed, but your soul celebrates strength. And strength doesn't come from racing. It comes from rising, from persistence, from consistency, from choosing to show up for yourself again and again, even when it's slow, even when it's quiet, even when no one sees it, especially then, because that's where your transformation lives, in the quiet, in the commitment, in the invisible progress that becomes unstoppable momentum. And if you just keep showing up, if you keep doing the inner work, keep choosing honesty over hype, keep aligning your life with your values and your truth, one day you'll look back and realize something profound. Everything you were chasing, everything you thought was out there, was actually inside you the whole time. The peace, the confidence, the power, the clarity. It wasn't waiting on a certain milestone or a perfect time. It was waiting for you to stop running from yourself and start walking with yourself. That's how you catch up, not by speeding through life, but by slowing down enough to actually meet the real you. That's how you build inner peace.